So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today. I'm always writing about football and I'm always talking about football. So I thought I'd venture into the video side of things, as well as something that is new to me and hopefully new to you guys, because I'd like to fill people in on what this race is. Now, I had the pleasure at the weekend to go and watch the start of a Fastnet race. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Fastnet race is, it's a yacht race that happens on the shores of our country. Now, it's a very, very famous yacht race, historic, happens every 2 years, and it's 608 miles long. Now, this year is record breaking. There's 368 yachts, a lot of boats, 2,700 crew members participating. Now, that's a lot of people to have in one race. Now, as I said, the race starts in Cowes, just off the back of Cowes Week, a famous sailing week that many, many boats come to and race. It's spectacular to watch if anyone wants to get into sailing. Now, the race heads down the Solent, through the Needle Sea, and westward down the English Channel before rounding Land's End. After crossing the Celtic Sea, the race rounds the Fastnet Rock, which is the halfway point of the race, up at the coast of Ireland, returning in a largely similar course and round the Isle of Sicily and finishing up in Plymouth. Now, this race, I know it takes over 2 to 3 days, but these yachts go fast. There's two main types of boats that participate in this race. There's a monohull and there's a multi-hull. Now, pretty self-explanatory. The monohull just has a singular hull, and a multi-hull either has 2 or 3 hulls, so like a catamaran. The monohull record stands at 42 hours and 39 minutes by a boat called Volo Open 87. Beautiful boat. The multi-hull record is quick. The record is held by a French boat. Excuse the pronunciation, Banque Populaire. We'll go with it. The record stands at 32 hours and 48 minutes, which is a whole 10 hours quicker than the monohull. Now, the yachts itself average a speed of 18.5 knots. Now, that is equivalent to about 34-35 kilometers an hour. And I know that doesn't sound quick to you guys, but when that's on water, that is a really quick pace. When you're out in the water, these boats don't just go along and just sail up and down. It isn't boring like that. Now, these boats hike out of the water. For those of you who don't know what hiking is, when you're on a multi-hull, it's much easier to explain. So the multi-hull will be going along, and if the wind is coming this way into its sails, it will hike. Now, a whole hull of the boat will stick out the water, so it's the least surface area, and they will absolutely fly. Now, I'll put a picture up on this because we were right next to the boats that were doing this, and it is unbelievable to see. Now, one of the most famous boats in the race we saw was Hugo Boss. People come to see it. Lovely black sails. So we just sat in the Solent, bobbing along, just watching 400 boats pass us by, racing, travelling at 30 miles an hour, up and down, catching wind, tacking. It was unbelievable. So, for those of you who want to know more, ping me a message and I will try and answer your questions. But I thought I'd share an experience which I found seriously interesting this weekend. Something very new to me. I've seen the race before, but never really shown an interest in it. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it's filled you in a little bit of sailing. And look up sailing, look up the race. Very interesting. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot.